Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Cities in Motion 2. Now I'm going to start by saying that I apologise if this video is a little bit late today. I will try to get it out at the normal time of 5 PM UK time, but I can't guarantee that that will be the time it goes live. And the reason for that is, I was out this morning, quite early this morning, taking my car in for an MOT, but we'll gloss over that because it wasn't the bestest of news. But after that I came home, relaxed for a little bit, but we've had builders round, and even if I wanted to record when I got back, I couldn't because they've been drilling and sanding and all kinds of stuff like that. So all you'd be able to hear is a grinder or a sander, whatever it might be in the background. So I thought it best to wait a little bit to start recording. So things have quietened down a little bit now, so I'm going to give it a crack. Now today's episode was going to be doing a bit more fixer-upping, and it could still be that. It could still be that. The one thing that I wanted to do though was sort out the problem that we have here. You see the vast volume of trains running through this central set of tracks. It is ridiculously high. Ridiculously high. And there's always a queue. See, there's a big queue, and I think this is one of the reasons why the City Express loops, train lines, aren't doing as well as we want them to be. So I think the obvious solution is to either reroute them or get rid of them running through this section. There's a South Loop train. Another thing I could do actually is move the South Loop into this. How many tracks have we got here? 3. We've got 2 here, but the trains run through here quite smoothly, so I can move the South Loop to run through this platform instead, because it has to be in this track anyway to get onto the express line. So that's not a bad thought. That's not a bad thought. We'll have to have another look at that a little bit later. Dead students are actually using that as a bridge. That's pretty cool. But yeah, the metro, look at it. All these City Express line trains that keep breaking down. And look at the queue. So I think for now, at least until I can find a solution, the 2 City Express lines are closed for business. And you can see straight away what an impact that's had on this section of track. The queues have evaporated. Seems to be a bit of a build-up of vehicles here. Not good. See if that fixes itself. Come on, game. I think the solution would be to get rid of this, close and reopen this line. It's not making much of a profit anyway. It's losing its money. That's not very good. There we go. That scoots away now. I don't know why it didn't let those extra 17 people get on board, but there you go. God, it's a horde of people again. Yep, they all go to one place. Look at the masses. Wow. I think I was onto a winner when I built this line. It's definitely very, very popular through much of its duration. I think it's only towards the end, really, where it dies down. But yeah, I want to redo the City Express lines so that they're not causing congestion anymore. And actually, the piece of advice that I got, I believe was from Felix Train. Let me just check that. Let me just check that very, very quickly, because it was a really, really good idea. Just wait for that to load. In fact, whilst that's loading, I'm going to start implementing the idea. So what the idea was, is you grab these 2 lines like this, and you start looking at their timetable. So this one, for example, runs from 10 till 5, with a train every half an hour. So this one, what did I click on? Why don't we do it from half 10, no, not half 10, quarter past 10 to quarter past 5, and just add 15 minutes onto all of these windows. And when you look at it, it's actually a very clever idea. I've also noticed that one ends at 21:15, and that one starts at 21:15. So I might move this on like so, and like so. So now these two trains are leaving 15 minutes apart. So you don't get both trains leaving at the exact same time. And considering they run down a very similar track to one another, at least for the first part, that's not a bad idea. Yes, Troy Swain White, that's who it was. Troy Swain White says, I have one suggestion for you. On all of your depots that have more than one line, change the start time for one or two lines. So instead of all lines starting at 6 AM, have one start at 6:10 and another at 6. This will keep all vehicles moving in and out, and it will decrease the queues for entering and exiting the depots. And Troy, you are a genius, my friend. I've been looking for a solution for this for so long. I never thought about altering the timetables in that way. So thank you very much for that suggestion, and as you can see, it is being implemented, and hopefully it works. I'm going to do something similar for this one as well. So this one will leave as is, but this one will add 15 minutes onto all these times. Bit like that, and then night time. In fact, these ones I'm going to put to 6:15 again and 10:15. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so now, especially these ones where for a small while the trains will be running next to each other. See, there's one. It leaves at the same time as all the others, and then a little bit later the second train will depart. And that should obliterate, annihilate the queues that are currently building up. It's a question of, is it worth doing it for all of these lines? And I think in this case the answer is yes. So I'll do it for the Jade line. Gotta be careful you don't do it with too many lines, otherwise you're splitting one problem into two. So at the moment we're still going to have 3 trains leaving. At the same time, but they are going to be coming from that depot, and that depot, so at the moment they should all be out of each other's way. In fact, there is a Jade line train, that must be. Yes. So that shows that one's working, and then there's that one. What's that one? Oh, that just seems to be that one departing generically. And then this one as well. That should fix that problem. With a bit of luck, that should fix that problem. So now, what are we going to do? Excuse me, my throat, my cough, my dear God. Alright, I wanted to build something new in this episode, but I really don't know what. I don't know. This is still a little bit higgledy-pickledy with the way this is waiting, like it is. We've got a lot of people waiting here for that line. Not so many people waiting here for that line. It's the City Express line that's the most popular one here, as you can see. 166 people. Which I believe we can fit on board. I believe. Where's the train? I don't know. The other option I had was reroute the line so that it no longer runs through this core section of the city. And the only reason there is it's bottlenecks around this area, where the South Loop and the Shamrock line also play a part, as you can see. There is a bit of a bottleneck. I'd forgotten about that spur line I'd put in there, which looks horrendous, by the way. I should have like looped it underneath and swung it round and brought it on like that, instead of doing this horrific thing. Oh well. The monorail is also very popular. Tangerine lines A and B. I haven't checked the northern monorail in so long. It looks like all these trains arrive here full. Oh, definitely. Look at that. That's a crazy number of people. And this stop has a crazy number of people. Well, this is where I had an idea for a solution to this. I was going to build an east to west metro line, which would start somewhere under this part of the city and run all the way across via this interchange here, which is the hub, of course, and then via the monorail interchange, and then via this little interchange, maybe another station here, and then it will come round and it will join up to this section of track here, and it will run all the way round to somewhere else in the city, basically. Maybe terminate under this area here. It might not even connect to this track. It might just have a second station next to the first one. So it'll be interesting to hear what you guys think about that. Normally when I ask for a response on this series, I do get one. So I'm opening it up to you guys. What do you think to that idea? Do you like it or do you dislike it? It's entirely up to you, my friends. The Celeste lines and the Cobalt lines. They are sleeper hits, I would say. So like this one here is the Cobalt A line. And it is in profit. In fact, my buses in general... Let's close all these crappy windows down. My buses in general make me a loss. Now that was a surprise. Minus 62,000. Wow. Might have to start eking out the lines that aren't making me any money. Luckily that is counteracted immediately by the tram, which puts me 47 in the black, or the green in this case. The boats makes me nothing. The trolleys I'm disappointed with, actually. It's the metro that's making me all the money. And the penalty fares. That's what's keeping my head above water right now. Might increase this to 1,000, see what it does. Boo-be-doo-be-doo. Careful not to skip over. 1,000. Ooh, that's lower, but that's higher. That's very high. We'll leave it for now. See if it improves. But I like the idea of this new east to west metro line, because I haven't got any east to west lines, really, apart from the tram lines. But they run very, very full, very, very quickly. Wow. These trams here are very popular. 40, 40, 40. Are they all on the same line? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. That one's clockwise. It shows that it's successful anyway. And this stop seems to be very popular. That does act as the interchange with this tram line here, which again is also very popular. 93 people waiting there. I'd love to know where they've all come from. This bus stop maybe? Or this... this bus stop maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of people. And this metro stop has lots more people waiting now. Again, I think that's the trolley that does that. They either walk to the metro stop from the trolley, or they hop on the bus. In fact, they can't hop on the bus, so yeah, I guess they go on the metro. From the trolley they walk round. Whilst we're here, I just want to see how the pantograph works. How ugly it looks. Actually, that looks realistic. Sort of. The poles look a bit bent, but that doesn't look too bad. Excuse me. So yeah, okay, that's acceptable. I'll let them off on that one. And like I said, these stops are quite popular. But again, it's the express lines that are running popular, not the other lines. The loop lines, not so much, but they are there for a reason, and they do serve their purpose. So, okay, and how's our little metro hub doing? This is turning into a surveying episode rather than a building episode. What I wanted to do for the new metro line here was thread it between the lower level and the upper level, so that its stops would come out possibly, if I can get my mouse to work, possibly on this road here and this road here. So Belmont Road and Emerson Street. because these two haven't got shelters, and I also think that might invigorate the trams a bit more, because the trams through the hub, as you can see, are not very popular in the slightest, which I'm very, very disappointed about, actually. They're not very popular coming into and out of the hub either. I think there's too many interchange points elsewhere, although this one, the maroon line here, has got 80 people on board. So let's see how many choose to get off at the hub once it appears. Where is it? There it is. So yeah, this idea of a tram tunnel wasn't very successful. I've had more success with other tram lines in this city, never mind on this game. Yeah, all 80 people got off, and only 3 people got back on. So it's a sink for passengers, this tram stop. Just everybody gets off, nobody gets on. And again, looking at over here, it's starting to be a bit of a bottleneck building up. The new north-south line seems to be behaving itself a lot more. Passengers on board, so that's a good sign. And again, this is a real link line. It's a way of connecting up lots of different hubs, which, funny enough, I have someone who comes into my live streams called the Pelican thing. So if you're watching Pelican, thank you very much for watching. He has watched most of my videos. He's also built on this city himself, and he came up with an idea for a new metro slash bus slash trolley hub. In fact, I think he had trams in it as well, to be built in this area here, which I will consider, because I haven't got any real hubs on my South Island. I've got interchanges like this one and this one and this one, but I haven't got any hubs. In fact, that's not an interchange. Like this one and this one, but I haven't got any hubs. So a new hub here could work, and that might even implement that into my new link system. Although having said that, I don't really know how I would link it, but it's an idea. It's in the pipeline. I was going to say something else about Pelican. He has been giving me ideas, though. Oh, that was it. He came up with an idea for a line called the Hub Linker, or Hub Link, I think he called it, which was, I think he said it was a metro line that would link up all of my hubs, which, in some ways I've kind of got, because here's a satellite hub, and there's the metro stop. These aren't really hubs, so I won't count those. This one's a hub though, and there's a metro station. Here's a hub with a metro station. That is a massive queue. There's a huge queue. I don't think we've actually fixed this queuing problem at all. Look at all these cars waiting as well. Okay, might have to work on that a little bit. If we come over this way a little bit more, here's a hub, mini hub with metro. This isn't a hub, this is an interchange, but there's the metro. Again, interchange with the metro, and then over here, here's a hub with the metro. So we've kind of already implemented that idea. We haven't called it Hub Link though, we've called it the City Express, because it takes you into the heart of the city, where, funnily enough, here's a hub and there's the metro. The metro is the heart of my city. It is the principal artery that links up my city. Just want to check, is that connected? That's a school. Yes. So I can actually complete that objective now. Don't need to do anything else. So yeah, I keep getting lost in my thoughts. This is the artery of the city, this little line here that runs in the middle of the freeway. And it works. To an extent, it works. We've got this train queue again though, which is going to drive me up the bloody wall. Although this is the extended loop section, so we might actually be okay. We might be okay on that one. We've got less than the recommended number of vehicles, and yet they don't all fit in. So I don't know what's going on there. I just don't know. But HubLink, that might be the name of my east to west line, and I can have it start, maybe not there, but under this hub. I can have some stations, and then bring it around through this area of the city, the main city, the MCH, Jeffrey's Central Hub, and then past the monorail hub, which is here. Even though the monorail does go to the hub, I feel this is the main interchange point, because it's where all three lines meet. There isn't the terminus. So I'll definitely have a station here, and then another station here, where again monorail meets metro, and there's a lot of passengers waiting here, and they might even use the metro instead of the monorail then, which would be good. That will help me out. And then it will go under here via the water bus hub, and again there's a monorail station here. It'll relieve congestion on the monorail. That's the main purpose of it, because there's always got like 50 people waiting here. It becomes a bit of a pain. And then the idea of curving it around and having it go to this hub here, and then where it goes after that, I don't really know. So that's where ideas from you guys would be helpful. So I've pretty much stuck on that plan. It'll go, I always forget, is it there? Yeah. It'll go under that hub, curve round, run right through the middle of the North Island, and then it will link up all of the main hubs basically. So this hub, and this hub, and this hub, because this is fast becoming a main hub. You see how many passengers are on board these buses coming into and out of, and how many people are waiting at these stops. And also again, the monorail stops here, so that'll be useful. So at this point it will have to be running south, but I don't want it to link up with this line. I think I want to have it run separately alongside this line, and then maybe duck underneath this line. Although having said that, no, I think it will curve this way. It might even serve this island. We'll create a new hub on this island, and then it will run across this way, because we've got a couple of tram hubs here as well, so that won't be a bad idea. And again, it will alleviate congestion on the monorail. Okay, and then it can terminate somewhere over here. Maybe even run to this area. I don't know, or this hub. It could run to this. Okay, so it will go under that hub all the way round, and then end up at this hub, and that'll be hub link. I bet it takes passengers away from all other forms of transport though, especially the buses, which then sort of defeats the point of having these hubs. But we will work on that. We might reroute some of the bus lines in the future. But I mean, this tram line, look how many people are waiting at that stop. 100 and odd. In fact, what's it down? 72 people are now waiting there. Crazy number. Crazy. Absolutely ludicrous. Too many people. This city is starting to suffer a little bit from overpopulation, which I only have myself to blame for, because I built up this city. Especially this area. All of this area built by me. None of this here existed before I started the game. What are we on? We are on 23 minutes. So this has been a real Surveyor's episode. Not much in terms of building work has been going on here, guys. And for that, I can only apologise. Next episode, though, providing feedback is good between now and tomorrow. Wednesday's episode will be me building this new hub link line. So hopefully everything goes well there. And until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed watching it. And until next time, I will see you soon.